So hello everyone and welcome to another game on ChessUp. I'm hoping for black pieces today, even though last match was with black pieces. So far we have played 10 games of black piece battle and we are playing already 12 games of white systems battle. So let's see what color we get today. And after that we will probably open up the game after everything's ready. We are playing black pieces. And we are 3 points weaker than Georgie 207 with 1347 rating from Spain. We are going to play Sicilian. So far we have six games in Kan and 5 with Phillidor, so that means we have played 10 games already. I see I have made some mistake. Right now I need to adjust my mics because the magnets came together on DJI. I need to wear a shirt that's a little bit tighter than this. So white plays c4, which is an interesting move, and we definitely are going to play in a similar matter as we were playing before. So we will come with move e6. I'll probably place the mic as well a little bit higher. Bear with me if you have any issues. So white plays knight f3 and might want to play d4 eventually. Generally having a bind, Maroczi bind with e4, c4 is good for whites. We are so far going to play the same setup. I'm not a very good theoretician or anything like it. So my job here is simply to develop my pieces in the manner that I find the most interesting. And we will still try and play the Kan Sicilian if possible, although it's obvious that we are playing against the Maroczi Bind here. So first I prepare move queen c7 and knight c6 to control the e5 square before I go with the knight to f6. And in this position I might be able to actually get what I want, so I'll play knight f6. And that could be a possibility of this there could be a possibility of playing the Siberian trap. So I'm definitely going to try this. It might be a completely losing move. However, it's worth to try. So the trap lies simply white plays g3. White plays White is quite wisely stopping that idea of knight d4, and then we would be threatening a quick checkmate after knight takes f3. However, now that the knight is placed on g4, I would definitely like to keep playing in this reckless manner going forward. White decides to play bishop f4, which is a fine move and not a bad move at all. I'm wondering if it's worth to try and offer the pawn exchange here, bishop exchange here. And although I have gone down to a similar move, I still want to try and play this move. Might be a completely wrong move, but it's worth a try. I actually am realizing that this was a really bad move, as I could have moved my queen somewhere more useful, probably on b6, and then take on d4. So we are going to play with the bishop here. And it should be fine. Sorry about the noise. So if instead of bishop b6, if I play queen b6 perhaps, then there is a potential of c takes d4, knight takes d4, and then simply playing e5. So now we have the option of playing c takes d4 and capturing on e5. So we will see if this is any good. Knight e6 is definitely a move. We are going to get rid of the bishop. Now our next move could be queen a5 perhaps, but queen a5 is not ideal. So now my idea was to try and play e5 if knight takes d4. Again, I'm sorry about the noise. One of the moves we can try is to play queen to b6 here. Try temporarily this pawn protected. And set up a position where if the pawn is going to be attacked, then we can play the e5 ourselves. And have two passed pawns in the center. So what I suggest we do next is to play queen c5 to get in touch with this pawn. This will also allow us to play b5 if need be. And our next move is to play e5 ourselves. So white plays a3, which is a reasonable move. And he wants to push with the pawn onto b4. Which is also fine, and we can already allow b4 as we have the move e5, and if b4 comes, we can take already on d6. So I believe there's no need to worry about move b4. So we are winning the pawn on d6. So we are going to grab the free pawn. Now we are 2 pawns up. So obviously we have problems with our bishop that needs to be developed into the game, and also with our rook. So white is asking question of our queen. Where do we want to place our queen? The queen would still sit very well on g6. But there it's going to be attacked with the bishop. We can also quite simply play queen e6 or queen e7. So our pieces are not really well coordinated at the moment, but we should be able to improve those pieces eventually. So I'm not sure what's the best placement, but I believe Queen e6 could be the best. Queen e7. But we are going to play Queen d5 because I think with Queen d5 we are forcing the dark square bishop to make a move. And although our king is not yet safe, bishop to c1. We can now play a move like d6. Temporarily sacrifice the pawn. I'm still not sure where our king should go. But I believe our king will be safest on g8, but I also want to keep the rook on h8. So white plays knight to g5, which is a okay sounding move. From black's perspective. Now queen is lacking defense at the moment. This feels like we want to be playing another greedy move, e takes, d takes c5. Or develop a bishop with bishop f5, and I believe since our position isn't that great, but we need the escape square for our queen, so I think d takes c5 is the best move here. So we can escape with our queen if we are hit with bishop f3, which we are. White is losing too many pawns. So we don't want to go to queen d6 because of the potential potential issue with knight to e4. So we need to go either queen d7 or queen d8. One potential move is to play e4 and see if white would like to take with the bishop. But at the moment we will leave this. If queen d6, knight e4, queen e7. We're gonna play queen d6 here. B takes c5 is a bit surprising move. As it allows us to recapture with no issue. Bishop, knight takes to e4, knight goes to e4. We have slight issues with our pieces, but so far we have been able to dodge all these one-move threats. The problem is still where to keep the king. I'm really sorry for all the noises that you hear right now, because somebody just returned home and they are very noisy. And I'm in an open space, so you can hear noises from all sides as there are people walking by. Sometimes I might as well be playing on a train station, for all I know. So I don't see a reason why this queen move should be threatening. As it's not attacking anything, we will play bishop e6, counter-attacking the queen. I have just learned that white could have played queen b7. After queen b7 there's knight e6 check. They will be able to capture on b7. So tactically my move was slightly reckless. However, white is missing this idea. And right now it looks like if we are able to castle, there should be a simple threat of f5 and then e4 hitting both the queen and the bishop. However, before anything like that is being played, I can also see that some of the moves like rook to c8 could be quite dangerous to white, as we might have a bishop c4. So right now we will make it clear that we are not interested in a long castle. We just further protect this knight. So in an ideal world I will be allowed to play b5. Bishop d2 happens. And we will play move b5. Rook to c1. And again we will play bishop c4. Although white can possibly sacrifice the rook on c4. We would then need to castle. Queen goes to c2. So in some cases we might be able to play d3. But right now I believe it's the time to castle, and I believe that castling is the best move. So we will definitely castle. White is down 3 pawns, and 2 central pawns at that. But white has a compensation because our king side is a little bit weak at the moment. White can potentially as well explore the option of taking on c6 and then playing bishop b4, attacking the rook and the queen. And right now what they are doing, they are threatening mate in one with knight g5. So I have to react to that for sure. And what is the best reaction then? The counterattack. So we need to stop the queen from checkmating us on h7. And with this move we also uncover the square for knight on d4. And right now I'm feeling like if we can allow white to play bishop b4, as we have some tactics of our own. So first we are going to play knight d4. We definitely don't want to trade the knight on d4 for any of white pieces. We also have some potential tactics against the f2. So right now I feel that our position is finally consolidated, so we will be able to start counter-attacking white pieces. This wasn't a game that I led quite well, quite the contrary, but I couldn't help or resist taking all those free pawns. White has an interesting move of bishop d5. It only falls to actually knight to e2. But if bishop d5 was possible, that would be quite strong. Because if I take here, white can take on c8. If I take back, they take back, I will also lose the queen. Because knight is controlling the square, and that creates a weak back rank for our king. We have 56 seconds against 8 minutes 30 of our opponent. I would say that our opponent made some weaker moves, and it's not a guarantee that they would be a weaker player. They just may have spent less time on the positions that they were playing. So now queen b4 happens. White would like to trade queens. But right now we have a strong, powerful attack, so trading queens is no longer an option for us. We are going to keep attacking with move queen to f6. And right now it doesn't look like any sacrifice of rook on c4 would be working like in previous example. It's quite the opposite. Now white has now a really bad pressure against their bishop and also indirectly against the f2 square, and both of these threats will be very difficult to address if not impossible. And we haven't got all our pieces into the game. The rook is still on this original square. But so is white rook on a1. But our pieces coordinate better, and one of the reasons as well is that we have 2 extra pawns in the middle that really help us over the opponent. So right now I have a tactical solution just by simply playing e4. I believe after that move, white is unable to withstand the pressure. Actually, there is a move that they can play, is bishop g4. But to that maybe I can play knight takes f2. And white wins on time. I completely forgot about the time. Oh my, that happens. And quite simply, now that I am pressured on time, I can see that I could have taken here. If white takes back, we can just simply play move like e4, and everything collapses. Because we have queen takes f2 next, we have queen takes f3 now. White can maybe try move like bishop g5, but we go here. We can actually already take on f3, so this was game over for us, but yeah, I just recorded one loss for our Sicilian. So it's the Phillidor that's now in lead, and it's just simply because I forgot about the time. Well, that happens. So we have donated some free points. May have been also because I've been slightly distracted by all this moving that was around me. But no excuses on this one. We forgot about the time. But sometimes it's much better to think about the position and lose on time. That's at least my opinion. Than win and not to learn anything with regards to the game. So I'm going to go home goes. And I will see you in the next game.